How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with a little bit of mystery beer, courtesy of my boy Steven. Yeah. Psychopath wrapped, as I like my mystery beers to be. And yeah, we'll see what's up. It's a dark beer. I can tell that just from the tape, looking at it through the actual bottle. Steven's been throwing a little bit of curveballs at me as of late. A lot of stuff that he's thrown at me in the past has been a lot of Treehouse or local brewery fare. But the last few mystery beers have been like some kind of aged stuff, a little bit of Lagunitas, actually a decent amount of Lagunitas. So, you're talking about a 12-ounce bottle, you're talking about a dark beer, that's where you start to lean. You start to lean Founders, Bell's, not necessarily Bell's, they don't do the shape of bottle, but you know what I'm talking about, those kind of breweries. So we'll see what's what. But it looks like the stout from a distance. Yeah. Rich. Dark. Looks like a big old stout. Could be like a milk stout, imperial stout, anything along those lines. Let's get a nose on her. There's a nice chocolate component to this. A spicy chocolate. Yeah, it comes off as like, I don't think it's a coffee stout, let's put it that way, but it comes off as this like roasted chocolate kind of pushing towards like a coffee beer, but not really a coffee beer. This rich kind of sultry kind of slightly kind of lactosey kind of chocolate to it. This smells really good. Doesn't have a ton of bittering on it. I think you're going to get a bit of bittering malt, a bit of bittering hops on this. Yeah, it smells slightly confectionery. Just kind of a really kind of slightly decadent kind of imperial stout. Smells like it's going to be a decent ABV, nothing too crazy. I like what I'm smelling so far, let's put it that way. Let's dive in. Cheers. Ooh, okay. There's a decent amount of bittering on here. A decent amount of bittering on there. There's oxidation too. But it still has that confectionery sweetness to it too. So it's like trying to find out where this one kind of falls. It tastes like somebody's Russian Imperial Stout that has a bit of age on it, but I don't think it's an Americanized version of Russian Imperial Stout. Like, it's not going to be, because the way the bittering comes off, it's bitter. It's bitter, but it's not overly bitter. It's not like like Old Rasputin kind of thing, like where that's like crazy bitter. It's like not like that. Unless it's like super fucking old. But it's more of that kind of what I would consider like an OG kind of Russian Imperial Stout, like more of your kind of Black Albert, or not even that boozy, less impactful, so not 13, getting around like 10% maybe, or more specifically, like a Courage Russian Imperial Stout, so it's right around the 10% range, a decent bittering to it, both from that roasted malt and hops. But that oxidation has me going, okay, well, it has some time on it. But that's the thing, like, you're talking about a 12-ounce bottle. There's no tag on the neck, so that kind of excludes, right? That excludes Founders, right? Almost all their beers have the tag on the neck. So when I go Russian Imperial Stout, I usually go, okay, we're going to deal with, Sierra Nevada. Because it tastes Americanized, but not super Americanized. Sierra Nevada, like, it's definitely not a Russian Imperial Stout. I don't think it's Russian Imperial Stout from Sierra Nevada. It's not bittering enough to be North Coast Old Rasputin, because that thing's super bitter. Unless this has time on it. Unless this is like over 5 years old. But I like it. I really do like it. I think it's tasty. I like that bittering pop, but it's not coming off too heavy-handed, even though it's one of the leaders in the pack as far as flavor profile in the beer. But it has this oatmeal, like almost like a Russian, Imperial Russian oatmeal stout. It has this creamy sultriness. Now, that kind of leads me to believe a little bit on top of the oxidation. It kind of leads me into, okay, this might actually be, something with a little bit of age on it. But yeah, okay, let's just cut to the chase. 9.8%. Let's go there for fun. 9.8% Russian Imperial Stout with a bit of age on it. No coffee involved, even though it gives me coffee vibes. done and done. So let's see what we got here. Can we just slide this sucker off? We can't. He does the another Lagunitas jam. Okay. Yeah. See, I kind of steered away from Lagunitas. He sent me a bunch of Lagunitas beers. And I was like, no way he's just going to send me all bottles of Lagunitas. Well, I'd be wrong. Let's see what we got going on here. Come on, you sucker. Where's my, there we go. Let's do this. Brute force it. When in doubt. Come on. There we go. Stab it. When in doubt, stab it. That's what I say. Okay, what do we have here? We have another Willetized. This is a new one. See, this is kind of crazy because he sent me the aged Willetized, and I pretty much jumped on that beer. Wow, really? Yeah, I would have sworn this wasn't barrel aged. Really? I guess maybe I missed the mark. I'm confusing those kind of vanilla tones for like a heavy oat addition as opposed to a barrel, but I'm not getting a big kind of spirit off of this. It's a coffee stout. I dismissed the coffee, talking about it being it's 12.4, so it was definitely off an ABV. Man, I whiffed on this. And the fun part about this, and there's actually really cool mystery beer, thank you very much, Steven, is that he sent me a Willetized that was what, 2016 maybe, I think it was. And I jumped on that, man. Like, I was like, I think this is kind of like Lagunitas Willetized. So I was like super duper proud of myself about that one. But this one, I mean, knowing what it is, I guess I could talk myself on some of these flavor profiles, but it's really more of like a kind of slightly bittering Russian Imperial Stout forward kind of beer. I wouldn't really call it a coffee Imperial Stout that was in rye barrels. It just doesn't really come off that way. Now, it's me. It's my palate, so I choose what to say, so I'll own what I said, but man, I just don't see it. But let's go back to what I was saying before I even unwrapped it. I like it. I think it's a really tasty beverage. I think I missed on this one. You know, there's a lot of times where I can kind of talk myself into why I was wrong. Like, well, I think it's more of the beer more than me and stuff like that. But I think this one was on me. I'll take the hit on this one. Yeah, fresh 2019. I mean, oxidation can come from the barrel, so I'm not going to sit here and dismiss that completely. Oh, summer fruit flies, how much I hate you. And, but just to get this far off, I mean, sure, I got a stout, you know, I can kind of talk myself into that, kind of getting a little barrel oakiness. That little bit of vanilla in the barrel actually comes off as more of a not confection or anything, but an oated thing. I can speak towards that, but a rye barrel-aged coffee stout, I would have never gone there. So that's more me than this beer, I think, and I just kind of whiffed on it. So there you go. Mystery beer in the books, man. That was really fun. I love it when I miss them. It's one of my favorite things to do. Anyway, let's just cut to the chase. Is this one of the better barrel-aged, rye barrel-aged coffee stouts that I've had as of late? If you hold it to just that criteria, it's a no, but in general, just a tasty beverage. It's fantastic. I think it's delicious. It just isn't, for me, in part, a huge amount of barrel. But their price point on these kind of things are usually pretty freaking awesome. So it's probably one of the better available, decently valued kind of darker beer, for the lack of a more specific kind of container to put it in, that you can pretty much get. So like I said, value and availability off the charts. Get it, easy to get, decently priced, and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like, your barrel-aged beers to be very subtle, because I'm not going to sit here and say that there aren't barrel-aged kind of vibes of this. Again, that's me owning it, saying I'm totally whiffing on this. I think this is more kind of just a super subtle barrel-aged beer across the board. From the coffee to the barrel, all that stuff. It lets the beer be more of the star of the show, and is a kind of an ancillary thing when it comes to everything else. So if you like those things, you'll like this beer. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Willetized right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.